freedom of bikepacking. You know, you've got everything you need is on your bike. You've got no possessions as such, and you're free. You just go wherever you want. You don't really need for anything. You don't miss much. Every time I've done a long distance bikepacking trip for multiple months, or you know, a good amount of time, I've always come home, you know, having lived with maybe a couple of pairs of pants, a couple of t-shirts, a pair of trousers, a pair of shorts, and I've looked at my stuff and I thought, why have I got all this stuff? And I just end up clearing it all out because you don't need it. We're kind of spoiled in the modern age of consumerism, and you don't need half the stuff you've got. And bikepacking's a nice reality check sometimes on that kind of thing. It's amazing when you're on your bike, when you're bikepacking or just cycling anywhere, but especially bikepacking, when you turn up on your bike and you've got all your possessions strapped to your bike. You know, it's kind of obvious that you're travelling somewhere, and it makes you vulnerable, or I think people's perception of you is that you're vulnerable. But if you were to walk into kind of, I don't know, say a gas station in the middle of nowhere in a suit, in a car, people wouldn't help you or wouldn't talk to you. But when you turn up on a bike, you're tired, you're sweaty, maybe a bit sunburnt, obviously a bit dirty, probably smell a bit. It's amazing how many people just come and talk to you. It just opens you up to people and the world. I think you're more kind of, you're part of life. You're passing through the world at a slow pace. And I think people respond to that. I guess bikepacking life compared to normal life is just more relaxed. There's nothing more that relaxes me than a really long bike ride. So doing a really long bike ride day upon day upon day and seeing beautiful places, getting in the fresh air, speaking to new people, it just puts you in a really good place in your head and your body. You're getting fitter every day. You can eat what you want. You see loads of stuff. It's wonderful. Well, bikepacking racing is just basically a more miserable version of bikepacking, I think. You carry less stuff. You don't really take any casual clothes or anything. It's just your race clothes and warm clothes and minimal sleeping gear. And you just ride all day. You don't really stop and speak to people that much, although you obviously have interactions. And you basically eat and you pedal and you sleep. So I don't actually think that fitness is the number one kind of thing you need to train for like a race such as Tour Divide. Although it's very important. You can be really fit, but you can just be mentally weak or inefficient, and these races are just about managing, you know, your body, managing your fitness, your food, your mental state, your fatigue. So actually, I guess it's kind of about being a master of your body rather than being super fit. And not always the fastest guy or the fittest guy win these events. It's quite often the mentally toughest and the most organised. The Tour Divide is a 2,750 mile bike ride down the length of America through the Rocky Mountains that takes in all the lost forest roads and mountain passes and dirt tracks, and it connects them all up, and you get this amazing off-road route which goes down the Great Divide.
So yeah, so I don't really know much about the entire route. I know obviously key areas, which I'm sure will be fine. It's all the bits you don't know that you find out, I guess. That's where experience comes in. It's like everything. I'm just assuming it's going to be miserable the whole race. I've got all my kit accordingly. In the north there's bears quite a lot, so I'm going to try and avoid camping out too much, and if I do I select places. I've got the same information available to everyone else, and I can, you know, devour it and try and not learn every detail, but, you know, be familiar with the route as much as I can. But fundamentally, I've got to pedal my bike up big mountains and survive the weather and nature, and that's a real challenge. I think that's what I quite like. It feels like I'm not racing people, and battling kind of Mother Nature and the earth and trying to climb over these mountains, and I'm not used to that stuff.
I'm just going to stay in an airport hotel tonight, get myself together because I'm not slept very much. Yeah, and then head into the mountains. Yeah. Excellent. I was hiding out the way. Go. Good idea. So I made Fernie, 160 miles in. I was going to stay here tonight, my original plan, but I seem to be ahead of schedule, so it's only 9 o'clock. So I'm going to push on another 45 miles to Butt's cabin. Got some food, stocked up, like 4 Subway sandwiches, and chocolate milk. Hopefully, I won't get there too late. Just get some dinner. To a classic curve outside a supermarket. So, day 3, it's about 8 AM I think. Started riding at 3:30 this morning. I went to bed earlier last night, just quite tired from the first day, so had a 4-hour sleep, but that meant I had to start at 3:30, and yeah, pretty hungry. There's a restaurant soon, another 15 miles at Holland Lake, so I'm going to get there, eat everything, and then Richmond Peak is awaiting. So I guess this is my first real low of the ride, so day 3, and woke up at 3:30. It's Holland Lake, which is this place apparently, to get some breakfast. It's shut, and I haven't got much food or energy. It's another 30 miles to the next place to get food. So I think I've got some sweets and a few Cliff Bars, so it's going to be a miserable morning. I should carry on. Tough time of it today. Just didn't have enough food at the start of the day, so just playing catch up. Tell you what's a tough ride. Richmond Peak. Oh, it's not snowy. Looks like a storm's coming in on Huckleberry Pass. Hopefully I get down in time. Get some dinner. It's a shame you can't see that. Beautiful moon and stars. A mist in the valleys and the silhouettes of the hills. Well, just made the ultimate schoolboy error. Up Stemple Pass. I followed the main road, the main dirt road, and missed the turn for this little pass, which was where we're supposed to take. It was dark and I didn't see the GPS, and yeah, so I climbed 5 miles, got nearly to the top, and realised, so I had to turn around, come back down, start again. It's about 4:45. I'm on just over the ridge, Fleeces Ridge. Pretty amazing. It's -2 though, not super warm. Looks feel strong today. My 1,000-calorie ice cream after dinner last night did the trick. Good morning. At the start of day 6, I think, maybe 5, I'm not quite sure. And just outside Lima, or Lima, I think how they say it around here. I stayed in town last night. I had quite a big sleep, but I decided to kind of made the conscious decision to back off the pace a little bit. The last few days have been pretty mad and not been enjoying it that much. The forcing myself out at 3 AM. and not sleeping so much. So I've decided to back it off and maybe do 20-30 miles less a day, have a few hours more sleep, and hopefully make it a lot more enjoyable and a lot more viable experience. State ticked off. Breakfast. Tomorrow, big day climbing tomorrow. So it's the 7th morning, I think. Getting into the rhythm a little bit now. Tell you what, it's cold this morning. I've got a down jacket on my winter kit. -5 degrees. I just caught Lyle and Evan at the top of Dogwatty Pass. I just stopped for a bit and I carried on. And now I've eventually tried to eat myself back round. They've disappeared off up the road. Apparently someone else 15 minutes ahead, so there's 4 of us within 20 minutes, which is quite cool.
You can't predict whatever 30-mile-an-hour tailwind.
No. Well, I stopped at the that place. I saw you just leaving as I got there. I had an emergency bonk.
Oh, did you see me leave?
Yeah, you know we.
I was looking for you.
We left together, and I started my jacket on, and then I had to eat my Hershey's bar, literally where the tarmac started. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got there. Great Basin Day, crossing the desert, 200 miles, and then we're across the halfway point. Loads of extra water, loads of food, one resupply, which may or may not have food, so it's 5:30, still -8.
Good morning. This is where I just woken up behind a hedge. And yeah, it's about, what's the time? 3:50. What a drag. Took forever. Oh, I'm so tired this morning. Bivvy wasn't the most relaxing. I feel like I'm surviving rather than racing. Just trying to eat myself up to the top, which can't really get going. I need a proper meal, so moment just ride 15-20 minutes, stop, have a bit to eat, and then ride some more. At least I know there's a prize at the top of this. 8 miles to Brush Mountain Lodge, and hopefully the biggest stack of pancakes I've ever had. Cheers. So I just left Brush Mountain Lodge and in for a long day. So this is the track up to Watershed Divide, and as you can see it's just turned to mud because it's rained, but up high it's snow. So Josh Casey, the leader, he left here 24 hours ago and he's just got to the other side. So hopefully there'll be some footprints to follow.
And there was a cougar looking right back at me. Yeah. There's,
Whoa.
so I backed it just stayed there. I backed off. And we had that big storm roll through. When Sophie and I came through Atlantic City, I couldn't stay on the road. I was blowing right off the road. Yeah. Sophie Ann getting to the top was really, really hard. And then me going down was very hard. And then everybody just gets to go in the track and it's pretty easy. Yeah, Sophie Ann was going so fast. Oh yeah, he's out. Yeah, because he's back in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad. I only use it to call my wife and even say, I'm alive, goodbye.
The classic peanut butter mud. So what's happening, Leo?
So we're just leaving Brush Mountain Lodge. Everything's going super great, and then just stuck
Super
in the
great.
mud.
Really stuck. So
Really stuck. So we're heading back to Brush Mountain Lodge to clean our bikes and try to wait for it to dry out a little bit, and then try again. And I guess after the mud, there's 3 miles of snow to hike over the mountain.
Brilliant.
So the guy in first place, it took him 24 hours to cover that distance. So that's what we have to look forward to.
What a brilliant route this is. So we spent the day at Brush Mountain Lodge, and there's 4 of us here now. Tomorrow at 3 AM we're going to have a crack at this pass. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we should be going over there riding in the rain.
I don't think it's a great way to start.
No. Is it just a... Oh fuck, it's snow. Jesus, look at that.
That's better, but it just...
Yeah, but if it's snowing down here,
Right.
remember our primary concern is getting to the snow,
Right.
and now it's snowing here.
I know.
Fuck.
Well, should we just wait a few more hours?
We gotta wait, haven't we?
What's that?
We gotta wait.
So it looks like we're staying put for a bit longer.
I know. Since when did Kai have fat feet?
Those are pretty nice.
I love the deep section
welcome
room.
to the Brush Mountain Lodge. Can we get you guys some food?
Yeah, have you been here before? So what's the plan then, Lara? What are we going to do?
It's a detour, so we have a new route that takes road basically north to south through Colorado.
That should avoid the worst of the snow and the...
Should avoid the high passes, and then we'll end up south in Chama, New Mexico, and then we can link back into the Tour Divide route south of here, but kind of
Yeah, and then be more
right
casual.
after.
And then just do a group ride. I think it'll be 3 or 4 of us.
And spend like 3 days through Colorado,
Yeah.
5 days back on the Great Divide route.
Do some
and then
camping.
Yep.
Enjoy meals, not just shove in gas station food. Look at the scenery.
Yeah,
We won't
maybe
have
sleep. I don't know.
No, we can't do that. Just stay out drinking beer all night.
Part of the problem is my Achilles would be destroyed when I tried to hike and carrying it. That's also
Still at Brush Mountain Lodge. I've been here 2 days now, pretty much to the hour. I've been having real decisions about what to do. So a load of us decided maybe we'll go touring, seeing as the route's so bad. But then the pass is kind of drying now. I just don't want to not finish. So I've decided I'm probably going to give it a crack. See if I can do if I can do 150 miles a day for the next 7-8 days. I can still do a 17-day finish time, so I think I've got to just crack on, and otherwise I'll just beat myself up about not finishing. Feels good. I made the right decision, I think.
Enjoy the rest of the trip. You stay up there.
I was just kind of struggling to kind of enjoy being there a lot of the time. I think I was just intimidated by the whole thing. But once I kind of got that out of my head, it was fine, and I just motored on, and then I didn't want to stop. I spent best part of 2 weeks hating it and not wanting to be there, and then the last 3 days I didn't want to be anywhere else. There's no one bit of the divide which is brutally hard. It's not a hard bike ride. If you were to do a 50-mile ride on any section of that race, it wouldn't be absolutely brutal. However, just the accumulation of all of it, that's what really gets you.
Oh, big ride yesterday.
Continual, you're fighting the altitude, you're fighting the cold, you're fighting the heat, you're fighting the weather, you're fighting the exposure, you're fighting the lack of supplies, and then you're riding your bike all day and not sleeping. So that's what grinds you down. It just grinds you down over time.
Almost at the top. Under no illusion how lucky I've been with the snow. The guys at the front there, they would have had to push, so once again, fair play to you guys. It's wind's died down here.
So what's your morning wake up routine then? myself. I had a 5-hour interview.
It makes steam to be clean.
Good morning. I'm just in Marshall's Pass now. Eldest leader. So 3 of us stayed together last night. With Brooke were down the headwinds, we were all pretty beat. Sat down and got some food and decided to have an early night and split a hotel room.
I think that's how I cope with it. Just go back to normality and pretend it never happened and everyone asks you about it and you can't really answer any questions because you don't really know. It takes time, it doesn't just process instantly. It takes a long time. It's such a massive thing. I mean, some people don't see that much in their whole lives. And there you see it in kind of, some people don't see that much stuff, see that much country, see that much culture and terrain and experience so many conditions or do so much exercise in their lives. And you do all of this in 2 weeks. It's mad, really, isn't it?
Great day for a cycle.
See that, but just at the summit here in the end pass, highest point of the race. just about to enter New Mexico, final state.
I was getting frustrated riding with the guys. You know, they're really great to ride with, but I was starting to feel like I was stronger, and I was really starting to get frustrated by it. But I didn't want to leave them because we kind of, you know, were being, you know, riding together, and we're not together, but, you know, in each other's company. And I felt bad that we was going to, you know, bugger off, but I wanted to. We rode together most of that day. Evan would drop off a bit and then he'd catch us, and we just kind of rode together, or, you know, not always together, but within a few miles of each other most of the time. And then we ended up staying in Abakui together, and we got in about 1 or 2 a.m, so that was a kind of a 24-hour day. That was long, and then the shop doesn't open until 6 a.m, so we had to wait till 6. So I think I remember going, we were at the door when me and Kai set off early, and Evan was he was really suffering with his health. Me and Kai really had the bit between our teeth by then, so we were at the store, early doors, and Stefano caught us there as well, so we were all in the gas station together, and I was like, right, I need to get some food in quick, and I'm going to get out of here, I'm going to start racing. That's when it clicked for me. The day before I was getting frustrated, but we were kind of riding together, and I kept kind of riding away a bit, and then they catch me, and then I drift off again, and then they catch me again, and it kind of, we toed and froed, but I was getting frustrated. I was starting to get frustrated about waiting, and that's when the switch kind of happened that day. The switch from surviving the divide to thriving the divide, and really wanting to be there and push hard. So that next morning I got my food, I got some pasta, I got a few burritos for the day, and I knew I had to get to Cuba. So I just, fueled up, and I put my head down and I started riding hard.
To go, and I'm in the desert. this long road section. I just couldn't stay awake. I was weaving everywhere, so I had to stop. And then 3.5, 4 hours sleep. I'm tired this morning. I'm hoping a good meal in Grant's.
You know, you build it up in your head, you build up everything you've heard, all the hard parts and I guess the horror stories. I guess it's human nature to focus on what, you know, the hard parts, the negatives. It's yourself trying to, you know, you're trying to protect yourself, aren't you? You know, you are fighting a living thing, or taking on a living thing, and you know, I learnt throughout the course of the race that actually you're at the mercy of the divide because of the weather and the altitude. You know, all these factors, they always fight against you. So you can kind of never really totally beat the divide, but you can finish it and you can get down there, and that was a big factor that I learned. And you know, I realised I spent a lot of the time on the race kind of being scared of it, and you kind of get scared of, you know, the big passes coming up. You think, oh wow, it's going to be high altitude and I'm going to struggle here and it's going to be tough. And you build it up in your head and then you get there and it's fine. Well, not fine, but it's not as bad as it seems. So I think, you know, I've taken on the beast now and I've survived it. Now if I go back, I can try and fight back to it.
It's the last day, last sunrise. Feeling pretty good actually.
And then I woke up, I think we had 2 hours, and then Kai looked really tired, and I had a bit between my teeth. I kind of tapped into my reserves and I just dropped Kai on the first climb, and I just got the bit between my teeth and put my head down and just felt really strong. I don't know why, it's bizarre. You know, I was almost over it. I'd almost beaten the divide. I'd almost kind of conquered it. And yeah, so I just put my head down and then loaded up, and that was that, across the desert to the finish.
Can't believe it, really. It's nearly over. It's not going to be so. It's still very hot. It's like being blown by hair drying. So get my head down and get it done.
I know I wasted a lot of time in the rest of the race. I just couldn't get my head into it to start with, and I wasted time. I stopped early, I made excuses, I stayed in hotel rooms, and that's not how you do a fast time on the divide. And I know what I can do now, that's the thing. You know, I made my mistakes, I've got my regrets. There's lots of what ifs, you know, what if I just carried my bike through the mud? What if I just pushed on? What if this, what if that, what if the other? But there's nothing I can do about it now. I can only go back and try again.
Nearly there. Just about to enter the finish straight to the border checkpoint, Antelope Wells. 46 miles to go. Just gotta get this thing done. It's tough. There we go.
You know, I think back of it and I can't really tell you what I was thinking about. It's like it's blanked out almost. I couldn't honestly tell you. I don't know where time goes. You know, maybe I just don't have conscious thought for certain amounts of time. I don't know. It's hard to process. It's taken a long time to process it. A long time. And I don't think I really have processed it. I guess it's almost like a trauma. I don't honestly know. But then I know I struggled when I got home. I wasn't myself for a few weeks, I know that for sure.